It appears that the right wing is furious at the Episcopal Church for ending their refugee resettlement partnership with the federal government. This is after the Trump administration not only ended many of the refugee programs itself, but in the face of that, have given preferential treatment to a particular group of people, which happens to be white South Africans, of course. Presiding Episcopal Bishop Sean Rowe announced on Monday in a statement that the church was ending their joint program with the federal government shortly before 59 South Africans arrived at Dulles International Airport outside Washington on a taxpayer-funded charter flight. So, yeah, we paid for that. Well, what a great use of our money, helping out allies of Elon Musk. Great. Now, in light of our church's steadfast commitment to racial justice and reconciliation, said Rowe, and our historic ties with the Anglican Church of Southern Africa, we are not able to take this step. Accordingly, we have determined that by the end of the fiscal year, we'll conclude our refugee resettlement grant agreements with the U.S. federal government. Now, Rowe also wrote that it's been painful to watch one group of refugees selected in a highly unusual manner. Again, no other administration has done something like this, right? It's the Trump administration picking out this group of people and saying, come on in, while closing the door on everyone else. He said, he said that they have been receiving preferential treatment over many others who have been waiting in refugee camps or dangerous conditions for years. I don't know, man. This kind of sounds like a principled stance here. And generally, we don't do that here in America. Oh, no, of course not. But yes, he is correct that white South Africans have been allowed to bypass a refugee system where thousands of people in different conflict zones, not just conflict, by the way, also places where you've had natural disasters that have devastated the area. You know, you've had people that have gone through this that have been waiting in refugee camps or dangerous positions or all that stuff, and they're stuck in years-long vetting processes in these dangerous conditions. They will be continued to wait, forced to wait, but don't worry, the white South Africans, they can come on in. Okay, yes. Look, it's not even that they shouldn't be allowed to immigrate here if they want. Okay, I'm fine with that. But my problem is Trump is letting these people skip the line. And of course, I think we all know why he's letting this particular group of people skip the line. Okay. And now Rowe also noted that the previously bipartisan U.S. refugee admissions program in which the church was active has already essentially shut down. So really, they're not really, you know, doing a whole lot anyway. So what's the point? And said that virtually no new refugees have arrived because Trump shut it down. Hundreds of staff and resettlement agencies around the country have been laid off, and funding for resettling refugees who have already arrived has been uncertain. Yes, with a lot of the Musk, Doge freezing of monies, of programs. Okay. And Rowe added, as Christians, we must be guided not by political vagaries, but by the sure and certain knowledge that the kingdom of God is revealed to us in the struggles of those on the margins. Oh, wow. You're looking out for the poor and the needy. Kind of sounds like, kind of sounds a little bit socialist. I know. And right wing hates that. Oh, boy, did they hate it. And we must follow that command right now. What that means is ending our participation in the federal government's refugee resettlement program and investing our resources in serving migrants in other ways. So, of course, they're still going to help people. They're just not going to do it with the federal government. So there you go. Over these 59 Afrikaner refugees. So why are they refugees? What are they fleeing from? Well, nothing really. I mean, look, here's the thing. These people are descendants of Dutch Afrikaners who immigrated to South Africa hundreds of years ago. Okay. And what they did when they took over is they basically, yes, they took over and imposed a brutal discriminatory regime called apartheid that was in place until 1990. As a result of those policies, white farmers owned about roughly 70% of all the commercial farmland in the country, even though white South Africans themselves only make up about 7% of the population. So, they own the means of production, food production, in South Africa as a minority. Now, the South African government, of course, has been attempting to remedy that situation. They mainly have been offering to buy out those farms, but they did pass a bill that would allow them to basically use eminent domain. Okay, but they haven't done that yet. All right. Now, right-wingers, of course, are calling this a genocide. They're genociding them. No, I'm not saying that there hasn't been some incidences of violence in this area. There has been, yes, but it's nowhere near a genocide. I mean, it is funny how they call this a genocide when there is an actual genocide that is happening in Gaza, and they don't give a damn. And they're actively supporting the people that are committing the genocide by sending them weapons and money. Although, to be fair, the Biden administration had also done the same thing. So they don't really care about Palestinians. In fact, no U.S. administration that I know of has ever really cared about the plight of the Palestinian people. So let's be fair about that. Now, that said, Roe wasn't the only person upset about Trump's fast tracking of American citizenship for white South Africans. He noted that I am saddened and ashamed that many of the refugees who are being denied entrance to the United States are brave people who have worked alongside our military in Iraq and Afghanistan and now face danger at home because of their service to our country. Yeah. So let me just go back and say that Roe, he wasn't only upset about the fact that Trump is fast tracking them. It's the fact that they are shutting down Iraqi and Afghanistan refugees, from actual very dangerous places where you have, for example, the Taliban in charge that would kill these people. Yeah. And look, this is an incredibly racist policy from this administration, allowing the people who are not in danger to essentially leapfrog the line over people who are likely to be murdered before being even allowed to step foot in the United States. But that's what white supremacy looks like. That's it. Now, that said, I mentioned that right-wingers online are furious at the church, of course. Charlie Kirk took to Twitter/X to write, I guess you were a refugee if you're white. According to the Episcopal Church, Jesus doesn't love white people. Hey, Jesus wasn't white either. So I'm just saying. All right. The overreaction here from the right wing, of course, is not only comical, but just absolutely insane. Alex Jones wrote, and this is funny and ironic, all federal funds must be pulled from the Episcopal Church. It's time to enforce the separation of church and state. Oh, okay. First off, they've already quit the partnership. Okay. The federal funding won't be there. They literally just quit already. And they're like, we're not going to take any of the federal funding. We're just going to do our own thing with our own money and help out these the other refugees. Okay. So congratulations. I guess you just won on this one. All right. I mean, it kind of sounds like the whole, you can't quit, you're fired kind of thing. Like, bro, you're missing the whole point. But it is funny how Jones does mention the separation of church and state because it's the only time they actually, said that they believed in it. Any other time, when they're trying to curtail the rights of LGBTQ plus people and women, they love They love the church getting involved in politics. Oh, yeah, we're Christian national. Oh, no. Oh, no, not when we're actually dealing with, treating immigrants well, welcoming the immigrant, feeding the poor and all that stuff. No, can't have it. Can't have it. Senior counsel at the Article 3 Project, Will Chamberlain, wrote, "How could one, in good conscience, remain in the Episcopal Church after a stunt like this?" I don't know. It kind of sounds like a good place to be, the Episcopal Church. Vice President J.D. Vance simply called this crazy. Oh, it's so crazy. This reaction is over telling these South Africans to just simply wait in line like everyone else. I mean, if you didn't believe that Donald Trump and the Republican Party are racist, I mean, come on.
The Republican Party's racist.
It's pretty obvious. It's a great example. They're literally ignoring all the other refugees of color, except, of course, they're not really ignoring them so much as far as, deportations are concerned, because they're deporting the Haitians and Venezuelans after basically, getting rid of their legal ability to be here, their temporary protected status. Okay, so they're ripping that away and then deporting Venezuelans and Haitians, sometimes sending them to CCOT over in El Salvador, while at the same time fast-tracking the importation of white South Africans to make them citizens, by the way. Gee, I wonder how they're going to vote. When Republicans tell you, oh, the Democrats are importing voters so they can win elections, there's no evidence of that at all. In fact, there's a lot of the, Venezuelans and Cubans especially that are right-wing, they're conservative, okay? But when they tell you that, they're projecting. This is exactly what they wanted to do. They're importing white South Africans, fast-tracking them to citizenship so they can get white right-wing voters. Of course. And that's instead of making them go through the same process as everyone else. Look, I think refugees should be about need and where they're coming from and how much danger they're in. But when it comes to Elon Musk and Donald Trump, it's not about that. It's about racism. It's about conspiracy theories. Okay? So, Episcopal Church, y'all made the right decision in ending your partnership with this criminal regime, because that's what it is. Now, that doesn't mean, again, that the Episcopal Church won't be helping people. They'll just be working outside of this, I think, this regime in order to do it. So I do appreciate that they have people in there of conscience, good people. And while I'm not a religious person, I think this is a great thing to do. This is how you do it. This is how you actually hold fast to your faith. And I do hope that in the future, people are going to remember those who took a stand against white supremacy and those who had aided and abetted it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.